Hi. It is February 23rd. No waves today. I didn't see any. Yeah, I didn't see anything when I was meditating. But I did just look at my spread again. And the cool thing was I was reflecting on the waves that I saw yesterday, and I think I had mentioned that it was like it was just like, you know, like you're just kind of going with the flow, you know, you're with the floaty, and you're just in the water and you're just kind of going with it. And then I realized that the I pull these out for kind of like the overall message for the week. So I pulled 3 of these, one for each row. So this one says in the flow. So I thought that was really neat that it said in the flow, and at the bottom it says everything is smooth sailing. So, and then coincidentally, Chris from Minnow Pond's message today for the 23rd. The view, right? The thing that I saw yesterday, he references something similar under my Leo sign, my North Node sign, where he said it's kind of like a dip. You've experienced a dip, but things will go back up. And so then I'm like thinking, did I interpret it wrong? Maybe that's what he's referring to, that it's a dip, right? And so this, you know, motion of the waves, right? I think at one point I had mentioned that the waves go like that, where it was like just one dip, right? In what I'm able to see. So I'm thinking, is that what that is? I don't know, but I know that statement that came to mind was leveling out the playing field, I think. So it's like leveling out. So lately my focus, you know, where my heart is being tugged is for these donations for not just my family, but the other families that were affected in Tijuana, you know, with the sewage and the rains that just kind of made everything worse. And I'm getting more and more information about what's been going on there, and apparently because of the issues with like the sewage, they've been trying to shed light on it, but it's also like this cause and effect, like, okay, they had known about it, but then it was also like made aware. There was a level of awareness, like it's not safe, right? But at the same time, like people don't have a place to go to, right? And everything, their livelihood is there. That's, I mean, I think I mentioned it in my Instagram. Like, I remember this place when it was just land, literally just land, no houses, no buildings. I mean, the ride there was like in the van, we're like trying to hold on to dear life, trying to, you know, tighten our cores to not feel the bumps as much. I mean, I remember going, my grandma had an outhouse, like all the homes had outhouses. And I remember growing up with an outhouse, you know, and just seeing the transformation of this area, and then to see it in the way that it is now is heartbreaking. But more so for, you know, the families that have invested everything into these homes. And so my cousin there and family, they're trying to organize all the families together, you know, to try to put pressure on, you know, the city to help them more urgently, and otherwise it's going to take like 6 months to a year, and they're like, no place to live, no place to house their stuff. So they're gonna have a meeting this Saturday. I'm planning on going to do another drop off on Saturday, and I asked if I can stay. To hear what they're planning on doing and just shed light. That's all I'm doing, right? I'm helping with whatever I can help with, which is collect donations to take to them. And then I spoke to a friend of mine this morning, and he's just like, why don't you do a GoFundMe? I'm like, duh, why don't I do a GoFundMe? He's like, yeah, you could hashtag like the news places and stuff. And he's like, just to shed light on it, you know, just to bring attention to it, to see if maybe that'll help. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it really is just to shed light. And I'm like, yeah, I'm all about shedding light, right? So I'm looking into doing that, and I reached out to my cousin. I'm like, I'd love to be there and just to hear what you guys are planning to do. And then I wanted to take pictures of the individual families and maybe not interview them, but maybe just, yeah, interview them. But to just really like get their story, you know, how they got here, just to make that personal connection. Because I mentioned, right, we're all interconnected, and you know, we connect more when we're more vulnerable, when we share our hearts, when we see that, hey, they're just like me, right? And you know, we're all going through this COVID situation together. And I think I had mentioned it in when I first started collecting donations. I'm like, you know, I'm so grateful for the clutter in my closet. I'm so grateful for the clutter in my little apartment. As little as it is, the recognition, right, that I have clutter. I have an abundance of things. I have more than what I need. And just that recognition of like, I am so blessed, right? I am so blessed just to be in the position that I'm in. And so that's how I kind of put it out there. I'm like, I'm grateful that through this COVID experience, I stocked up on stuff, and I'm realizing I really don't need, I'm still able to go to the store. I'm still able to find what I need. I have all this abundance, more than enough, and using that to give and share to those who don't have, you know? Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm wondering if that's what the waves were referring to. This and that statement that just kind of like it just I don't know how to explain it. Like it just, that's what I felt and what I, leveling out the playing field. I don't know. And the pictures of these homes, I mean, it's all like, I mean, you can see the cracks, and then I did a little research to try to find some videos of the news places that actually highlighted, and of course it's all in Mexico, but I'm looking at these videos, I'm like, that's not what it looked like when I went. Like, it looks a lot worse. It's scary, you know, when, and then to realize that I was like walking on there, you know, I walked on that. I probably shouldn't have, but I did, more so because I really wanted to document, you know, my grandmother's home that she transformed, the home that I grew up, holidays and get-togethers, and where we would, you know, my mom and I would gather up the kids from, you know, the colonia and just like get them in line and pass out little goodie bags for the holidays, and just when we could, you know, it wasn't every year, like, of course, like we wanted to, but when we could, we did, and just to get one final look, you know, and record how it looked, and you know, before we don't see it again, you know. So I did that. But yeah, I was shocked when I was like, oh wow, it looks worse, and it's only 3 weeks later. This was 3 weeks ago when it was recorded, so in the news. So yeah, just trying to find a way to continue to shed light on their efforts, and it turns out there's more families than what I thought were affected. I think initially I thought it was 16. No, 16 were families that my cousin knew, including herself and my family members. But it's actually like close to 40 families, not including the number of people within those families, right? So, I wonder if that's what it's about. The leveling out, you know, balancing things on a personal level, of course, right? But we'll see if that is what that is. Then, you know, I think I mentioned, like, once I figure it out, then the next day I'll get a new message. So I wonder if I get a new message tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But so I thought that was really cool, and I just wanted to shed light on that. That, you know, I got the In the Flow card that says everything is smooth sailing, and you know, and the little saying on it says, you know, just enjoy the ride. You don't have to do it all yourself. This isn't the time to try to control the events in your life. Let the Creator support you. All is unfolding perfectly and with good timing. It's not easy to let go of the shore, but this is urging you to take a risk and let go. So, and then it says, when you are truly in the flow, you don't need to push or exert effort to make things happen. You can flow around any obstacle. And then it says, if there's a situation in your life that isn't falling into place, let it go. It's not the right time. When you're in a state of flow, you aren't pushing the river to go faster, and you aren't swimming against it. You just enjoy the ride. If you aren't feeling the smooth current of life, it might mean that you're trying to control situations in your life, or you're being self-critical or judgmental. The way to move into flow is through gratitude and appreciation, and by allowing others and spirit to support and help you. So again, thank you to everybody who is supporting and reaching out and wanting to help out more. Words cannot express how much I love you all and am grateful to have you in my life. You know, for whatever moments we shared together, whether it was in because I have childhood friends who are reaching out, and just the abundance of people stepping up and helping, you know, from the youngest little one who offered to, you know, donate some money, you know, close to over $300 to this cause, to these families, of money that she saved from, that she earned from some of projects that she was doing, wanting to help. Thank you. They're open, you know, to any help. They're already grateful as it is. So I'm incredibly blessed to have you all in my life. Yeah. So thank you. Hi. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, you know, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is, you know, great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, you know, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, you know, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and, you know, we'll see what else comes next for me.